Hello everyone and welcome back to another Wizard101 video. Today, I'm talking about something, a feature in this game, and you may be wondering like, no, why the title? They already have a report feature, but no, they really don't. Now, what I mean by adding a report feature to Wizard101 and why it needs to be done in the current state of the game is to actually make a report system that does something. Now, obviously, I'm not going to report Stephanie here because Stephanie's a legend. By the way, Stephanie's now 130 on both of her wizards. Kind of a legend. But you can see there's a report feature here. And what that does is when you click it, it'll bring up a window and it's just like, what has this player done? Warning, false accusations could lead to your own player suspension. And then there's a box and you just type in the box what they did. Now, I want to say that there's just so much wrong with Wizard101's current report system, and it really needs to be fixed. So first off, the first thing, don't make it so that you type in what it is. Make it so that there's a checkbox. Like, if you know the report a bug feature in Test Realm, there's like different text boxes. You can click that, and what that will do is make it so it simplifies reporting a player. Second, make it so that reporting a player, there's actually like a line, like a system in place before that player actually gets banned or gets suspended, whatever, and make it so that false reports don't do anything. Because it has been known in the past that you can false report a player enough and potentially they could get muted or whatever, because for some reason King's Isle doesn't check their bans. They just kind of have a robot or whatever that does it. Something like that. But I think what we need the most in this game, and this is specifically looking at like Riot Games system. If you've never played Valorant or anything, you don't know. But basically what it does is you can report a player in game, and what it will do is if that player is penalized, it will tell you. It'll say, like a pop-up will say a player that you reported has, you know, been penalized for whatever you reported them for. I think that all of these things would undoubtedly make Wizard101 a better, safer, and just all-around nicer place. So what I mean by this, right, is when I was in the commons, and then there was this girl, and there was these two guys talking to this girl about her OnlyFans and selling it. When I reported them, that should have popped up and said, you know, they've been, like, say, suspended for a day, or they've been banned, or they've been muted, all those kind of things, because I think it would be really nice if it did stuff like that, right? And this would make it so that, like, one thing that popped up a lot in my last video where I said that the emote thing is a problem. One thing that popped up a lot was people saying, well, this helps those that use the emotes in a racist or derogatory, like, anti-LGBTQ way, right? And they said that it would help with that. Well, I'd like to argue that it wouldn't help with that at all, because if you've ever played literally any game in existence on the internet, racist and homophobic people are deprived. They are... is deprived the right word? Is depraved? Sorry. Wait, I need to look this up now because I'm not sure. Depraved. Yes, depraved was the right word. But they're deprived of happiness is the correct thing. So basically, these people are absolutely disgusting. Whether it's because they live their life in just a very sad state of hatred, or because their entire life they've never experienced love, one of those two, they want to take it out on other people. And if you've ever played a game, you know they don't care. They will go out of their way to do this. And most of the players that do that are actually like high level or skilled players. And it's because they just don't care. And there's usually not a lot of consequences. So for example, in a game I play a lot, Star Wars Battlefront 2, there is a significant amount of people who are toxic, racist assholes, and those people tend to be some of the highest levels in the game. It's not new low-level players. There is a lot of new low-level players that are, but that's not the main audience. And in Wizard101, I think it's in a similar vein. I think that a lot of the more The people that are some of the worst are the higher level people. The people who already have access to these emotes and will have access to these emotes. And you may, one thing I said is, or someone said was, is I don't think that they'll buy a membership on a new account if that account does get banned. Well, guess what? They probably will, because they are that depraved of a human. They are that sad of a sack of human flesh that they will continue doing stuff like that. And it's a sorry state that the world is in, but that's how it works. So what I think that should be added is a report feature that is legitimate and actually does stuff. For example, you report a player, right, and then it gives you feedback. That player has been suspended, that player has been banned, whatever. If it's like, say it's their first offense, they're suspended for a day. A second offense, they're suspended for 7. Third offense, they are banned either permanently or whatever. And then if it picks up an IP doing that again at the same place, like the game does, it picks up the IP, it IP bans them, because that would just be really, really nice for you know, making the game a safer place. And I know a lot of people will be saying, but what about false reports? That's why they need a better system in place to actually keep track of who's doing what. It's not that difficult. I think a lot of people think it's like incredibly difficult for either to make an algorithm that sorts actual people doing stuff and people not, or a human going over it, which by the way, they should have a human going over it. And it's not that difficult. Like, it's not that deep. You can just do it. It's not that hard. And like, for example, I keep using it, but Valorant has a really decent ban system, and they have it so that people keep track of all of the logs and whatever, so that if there's a report on a player, they can go back through either the voice logs or the text and see what they did, if they actually did do something, and then ban them as needed. Wizard101, it wouldn't be that difficult for them to do that. Like, especially with an MGI purchase, right? They have the money to do it. They have the means, but they probably won't do it. But I think generally that is one of the most needed things in the game. Let me know if you agree with me. I think a lot of people will agree with me. And I think that there's also going to be the people from last video who are like, you're just being selfish. People should have freedom of speech. All that kind of stuff. Well, guess what? Hate speech isn't even speech at all. It's not a freedom. It's a privilege. It's your privilege is being taken away because you are actively harming other people. And you are the problem. It's not them. You are the problem. And you should know that. And stop. Because if you are specifically demeaning others and acting in a harmful way, it deserves to be stopped, because people don't deserve that. Some people are in a fragile state of mind. You don't know what your words do to other people. As someone who's actively experienced depression and dealt with it, it is a hard thing to deal with. You're not going to... Let me try to put this into words. For someone who's depressed, you might not think that someone's random words on the internet will harm them, but it means more than you could imagine, because their words mean a lot to them. For me, right, when people go into my comments and say that you're fat or overweight or whatever, I don't care. And the reason for that is I accept my body image. 2, I know that as a person, your words don't affect me, because I literally couldn't give a damn about you, right? But not everyone's like me. Not everyone is gonna feel like they don't care about other people's words. And that makes me sad, because I know that someone else's, those words in my comments could potentially, that person's probably going to do the same thing to other people, and other people might not react the same way as me. And I think that that's why a lot of these games need that ban feature, need that report feature to make it an actively safer place. So let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if you disagree with me, whatever. People who disagree with me, I'll probably debate with you in the comments. Just be forewarned. I did that in the last video. I'll do that in literally every video that I feel is important. I will debate with you if you disagree with me. So, thank you all for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you agree. And I will see you in the next one. Have a fantastic day. Thank you all for watching.